On the Newshour Debate tonight, let's start by making one thing very clear. Retaliation by Indian forces, if it has happened, is completely legitimate. Beheading is not. And on the Newshour Debate tonight, Tariq Azeem is former Information Minister of Pakistan, who will be joining us from Lahore. From our satellite link in Islamabad, General Rashid Qureshi, former spokesperson to Musharraf. And Najam Rafiq is director of the America's Institute of Strategic Studies. He's also joining us in Islamabad. In our studios in Delhi, Colonel V.N. Thapar, father of Captain Vijay Thapar, is with us tonight. Also with us is Lieutenant General Nirbhay Sharma, former co-commander in Kashmir. Maruf Raza, strategic affairs expert, is also joined by Dr. Chandan Mitra of the BJP, which has criticized the government today for not being tough enough. My first question today on this edition of the Newshour is to Brigadier Javed Hussain, former Pakistan Army Special Forces officer. Brigadier Hussain, I remember that on an appearance on the Newshour recently, you conceded that the Pakistani army works in conjunction with what you call irregulars. You also admitted when you came on the Newshour that it is not possible for these irregulars, jihadis or whatever you call them, to operate without having the permission of the Pakistani army. So my direct question to you right on top of Newshour tonight is, given what you said on this program, would you concede that it is time the Pakistani army and the Pakistani government owns up for the beheading instead of trying to dodge it? Brigadier Hussain.
Sound gayab ho gaya.
Can you hear me, sir?
You asking me?
Yes, that question is to you, sir.
I'm very sorry. Could you repeat the question, Arnab?
Okay, I'll put it briefly. Brigadier Hussain, you admitted on a previous appearance of the Newshour that without the support of the Pakistani army, these irregulars or jihadis or Lashkar elements or whatever cannot operate. You said that in the context of Saurabh Kalia's killing. Now, would you admit, having said what you yourself have, that the Pakistani army is responsible for the beheading of our men?
No, I'm having audio problems, but what little I've understood of your question, you see, the thing is that there are two parties to this dispute. The Indian army and the Pakistan army, they have different versions. So what does one do when there is a dispute? What the Pakistanis are saying, you are not accepting that. What you are saying, the Pakistanis are not accepting that. So bring in a third party of your choice and let them decide.
So what?
And I believe I believe you people have rejected, your government has rejected intercession by the United Nations. But we have what is known as, I think we've had them since 1949, this military observer group. Let them find out. What I'm trying to suggest is that, as I said in your last program,
Sir, you are not answering my question. No, I'll come to that. I know that Pakistan is looking for a third-party intervention. Why are you not answering my question? You know and sir. Brigadier Hussain, you admitted that your regulars work with your irregulars, that your army works with the jihadis. You said that the irregulars did carry out the mutilation of Captain Saurabh Kalia's body. They burnt his body.
No, I didn't say that. Irregulars may have done it.
Sir, I have you on court. No, sir, I have you on court. You have said most of this frontage was held by regular army units.
No.
But there was frontage that was left for the irregulars.
For the irregulars.
So who are the irregulars?
This patrol of...
No, who carried out this beheading?
The so-called jihadis.
Yeah, so who do these so-called jihadis operate under?
They were operating under the Pakistan army.
So that's the point. They were operating under the Pakistan army. So that's why I'm saying let the Pakistan army own up, which it hasn't in the Saurabh Kalia case.
You asked me a question So let me dilate on that. I can't hear you.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
problem.
listening. General Qureshi, I know you want to come in, but let after Brigadier, please. Yeah.
As I said last time, that both Indian and Pakistan armies are disciplined armies. They are volunteer armies. They have a code of honor. They have their military values. Both armies.
Sir, no.
And it would be absolutely incorrect to suggest that the beheadings in this particular case in Mendar area were done by the Pakistan army.
Sir, but you know, I
Your
don't
channels
understand.
have
No,
been
sir,
saying, hold on.
Sir, so beheadings are
hold
outsourced
on.
to the jihadis. One second, let's get a
Hold
contrary.
on.
No, one
Hold.
minute, sir. I am going by what you said. I want to get Maruf in on this. No, but I want to settle this once and for all.
Let me finish.
Who carried out the beheading?
Let me finish. You see, you
Okay, complete.
don't let the guest speak.
Go ahead.
What I'm trying to suggest is that your channel and many other channels, Indian channels, have been suggesting that the attackers, they were wearing black clothes, black shalwar, black kameez. And then you've said that area is held by 29 Baloch. Now 29 Baloch, when it goes into battle, it doesn't go in shalwar kameez.
Sir, that is
It goes in proper military uniform.
Sir, please.
So,
Sir, please don't tell me that army doesn't know camouflage.
Hold on.
Sir, you are a special forces officer.
Hold on.
I want few Indian responses to your initial comments. Chandan Mitra wants to say something first. Brigadier, I assure you, I will give every Pakistani guest an equal opportunity. But just hear one other view from Chandan Mitra.
Arnab, allow me a slight digression. You are missing the point. Allow me a slight digression.
Permitted, please go on.
Ruk jati.
Go on. No. I am listening to you.
You are.
Yes, I am.
Now, the question to ask is, I believe the area where this encounter took place in Mendar area, it is supposed to be in the mountains, supposed to be forested, and visibility on the day of the occurrence was very low.
Sir,
So the question is, hold on a minute. The question is, you should ask Rajputana Rifles commanding officer and the patrol's company commander, why was the patrol sent in this area when the patrol was
my
blind?
question is the beheading.
You
admit today. No, one second. No, sir, 1 minute. Sir, I asked you, Brigadier Javed Hussain, on the News Hour, in the context of Saurabh Kalia, you admitted that your irregulars may have carried it out. You said that there was a large part of Pakistani area where the irregulars were allowed to operate under the operation of the Pakistani army. You cannot take that statement back tonight. Responses to what you're saying. First from Maruf Raza on a military point of view.
That
then from
was in
Mitra.
1999.
Sir, Maruf Raza is...
That was in 1999.
Brigadier sir.
Maruf.
Go ahead.
Brigadier sir, let me give you a few inputs from an Indian point of view. The first is, you said if there was bad visibility, there is mountainous area. The mountains are more in your direction of the LOC than the Indian side. But even if there was bad visibility, I've been a soldier, so have you. Would you deny that bad visibility would stop a unit commander or a sub-unit commander from setting a patrol out? Patrols are meant to operate visibility or no visibility. And the worse the weather conditions, so be it. But the fact of the matter is, sir, please let me complete. The fact of the matter is that when soldiers operate within their own territory, they don't expect intrusions and sabotage as it happened in this case. You say that the Pakistan army will not operate with black clothes or whatever other camouflage. But let me remind you, historically, in 1947, your army was involved with a whole lot of irregulars, led by Major General Akbar Khan, who later wrote his memoirs to say that he was carrying a battlefield name as General Tariq. You go and read the book. Raiders in Kashmir, 1956, Karachi publishers.
I've read that
Very
book.
clearly your army was operating with irregulars. The second point I want to make, even in Operation Gibraltar 1965, your army operated with irregulars. The third point I want to make, that you do tend to use camouflage. In Mumbai attacks 26/11, all the terrorists that you sent in were wearing Hindu armbands to show that they were local Indian tourists pretending to be terrorists. Now let me tell you one or two other facts. The fact of the matter is that your army has been so thickly involved with jihadis, and by your own admission,
That's the point tonight.
that operate on the
That's
LOC.
the point tonight.
Sir, the LOC, the jihadis who operate with the LOC area operate very closely with army units, otherwise they can't operate on their own. They get covering fire, they get support, they get bases, they get training, they get weapons, they get equipment. And these jihadis may do the dirty work for your army, but your army cannot wash off responsibility for an unsoldierly act, whether doing it directly or indirectly or indirectly.
Sir, and 1 minute. Therefore, we are critically on a point tonight, Maruf.
Therefore, sir, the intrusions have taken place with the connivance of your army. And if I may bring out another fact, which you all know, General Kiani was attending a Corps Commanders Conference in Sialkot on the day the operation took place. So therefore, the approval probably came from the highest level and not just from a unit commander. The sad part of it is your army has lost a lot of the soldierly code that armies live by, unfortunately, in your marriage with the jihadis.
And I now want to bring in, you see, the first point there is, before I come to you, Chandan Mitra, I'm giving the floor to General Qureshi. General, it is time to admit today, your regulars and these so-called jihadis work hand in hand. They work hand in hand.
Your problem is...
You don't. Okay, what's it? General Qureshi.
Your problem is...
Yeah.
Your problem is that you come to a conclusion before you've even heard an argument. So you make a statement and then you go out to prove it by hook or by crook. Let me answer your question. First of all, Captain Sorav Kalia, your officer yesterday, one Lieutenant General, admitted that yes, the damage to the bodies that were recovered after 1.5 months of a firefight that had taken place in which they got killed could have been mauled by animals and
Sir, that is so completely wrong.
Right. Now hold on.
You must listen to me. I'm not coming with any preconceived notion. No, I'll tell you why you're factually wrong.
Listen, then it's pointless
but I will present one sentence.
You listen to what I have to say.
One sentence.
You listen to what I have to say. No, you listen to what I have to say.
Okay, then I'll have 2 sentences after you finish.
Question.
Yes.
Yes, sure.
Go ahead.
So first of all, your officer has finally admitted that what happened 14 years ago and was raised by your army again about a month and a half, 2 months back, was absolutely wrong. I will quote the officer's name also.
Quote the officer's name now.
Which Director General Military Operations. Hold on.
Which Director General Military
Operations of the Indian Army? During Kargil was the person who spoke to the Director General of the Pakistan Army, and they resolved this issue 14 years ago.
Sir, you are putting you're putting out fiction. You're not even sure of the names.
No. Two things.
No, who are you quoting? Who are you quoting?
Let me just bring up common sense.
Of the Northern Command.
General Qureshi, sir, there is one common sensical point.
No, I will not listen till I've finished. The spokesman of your Northern Command admitted yesterday that there was no beheading. Now, I am not saying whether your spokesman is telling the truth or you are telling the truth.
Sir, I am asking you, name the person.
We hear from your side, from the Indian side, a version. And you refuse to listen to what the Pakistanis are saying. So if you are going to have a one-sided argument and not allow the others to speak,
no, there's only one side.
It is pointless coming on your show.
No, one side.
Because if the aim is to whip up frenzy in India and cause the people to shy away from the peaceful process that Pakistan has started,
Yeah.
and each time Pakistan
Okay, now
tells
let me
you
I have
that
one.
we want peace with India.
I'll tell you one thing.
Now, if that is the aim,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I guess then we need to keep quiet,
Okay.
and you can do what
Now-
you think
now-
is right,
now,
and Pakistan will do what Pakistan thinks is
Okay,
right.
now I have just one fact and one question to make to you, and then I'll move on to the next case. And believe me, trust me, General Qureshi, there is only one side, and that one side is the truth. And I'll tell you what the truth is, because you have been unable to name the officer
Yeah.
who you are quoting. So I've given you 3 opportunities, you've not named him. But I will tell you the truth.
No. Don't interrupt in the middle.
Can you
right?
name-
There's a program that was done yesterday. I will tell you the channel, Aaj Tak, where this whole discussion took place.
Sir, I don't
and
know
a
what you are
Lieutenant
quoting.
General, an ex-corps commander, said yes, there is a possibility.
Sir, I'll
that
now tell
if
you.
for 1.5 months.
Sir, you know,
Bodies
you know
are
your-
left
sir,
in
you
that
know one
place.
thing. Sir, I will not allow. So one second. Sir, we must not disrespect an Indian martyr.
Look,
Who's 1 minute,
no,
sir?
no,
Please
no,
listen
no,
to sir. You must.
Nobody is disrespecting.
Sir, you
an
must
Indian
listen to me.
martyr. Let
You
me
must
tell you
listen to
something.
me.
No,
Sir,
no,
let
no.
me tell you.
I have
Okay.
served 36 years in the Pakistan Army.
General Qureshi, now you
Pakistan
listen to
Army
me, sir.
Does not mutilate bodies.
Sir, I know.
Right?
Really.
And
So you
should
ask-
use your senses.
Sir, you
if
ask,
they have mutilated bodies, would they hand them back to you?
Sir, now
it is
let-
so stupid.
Sir, 1 minute.
So how can you believe this?
Sir, people in the Pakistani army are capable of grave mistakes. The point is, the post-mortem
No.
report on Saurabh Kalia confirmed that the injuries were inflicted ante-mortem, which means they were before death, 1. And since you are accusing us of being hysterical, may I ask you for your definition of the Pakistani reaction each time there was a NATO attack, including the attack that happened on November 2011, in which several Pakistani soldiers died, when your government said an apology from the United States will not do, when your government said we want to reassess our relationship with Washington, when your government said all of that, please tell me, was that also hysterical?